Okay, I know I'm putting this video into our coverages 101, but it's probably a little bit misleading because this is not a particularly common coverage. What we're getting, we've talked about cover four, we've talked about four solo, we've talked about cover two, we've talked about cover six. Right now, the Rams are kind of combining some of those concepts together. The first thing they're doing is they are playing cover two with these two players right here. And it's pretty easy to see this safety is playing extremely high. He's got a vertical component to what he's doing, and the corner's down on the flat. That part's easy to see. And it looks like we have a lock on the backside, right? So that leads us to believe if we have a lock in a zone that the free safety would be reading through number three, right? So in this case, whenever we see a safety reading through the opposite number three, we call that a yo safety, right? And that would lead us to believe this is a solo style coverage. And solo means that we are solo over here because if the safety is going to read across, the corner's getting no help. And he is, in some cases, solo on any vertical routes from three. Now, that would mean on these perimeter two receivers, we can play a traditional two receiver coverage, any even top coverage. So cover two, cover four. Now, normally, this solo style coverage, that yo safety, is associated with cover four, but there's no rule that says you can't do it from cover two. So right now we're getting basically cover two and a solo call to the backside. Now, if it's solo to the backside, it should also put the will solo on the back. So we have two man guys reading through. And now the Mike is initially going to help on three. So as we watch through the play right here, we do get what we thought we get. He is keying the back. We are man right here. And you can see he is staying low. His eyes are reading through number three. And the Mike is also reading through number three, right? So those are the things that we expected from this solo style coverage. He is indeed in the flat, and this corner is high. So we're getting what we expected based on what we just talked about pre-snap. So let's start with the simple part here. Let's look at the cover two to the top right now. Okay, as the ball is snapped, we can see the corner looks to impede. He doesn't follow the receiver too far to the outside, but he does know he's got to carry him down the sideline because he's getting an outside release to help protect that safety. The safety looks like he is still playing cover two based on his back pedal and gaining width as he gets out. So that is cover two to this side. Now, over here, we are looking now at the Mike and the free safety keying through number three. We can see number three initially is the Mike. Anything vertical or long extension would get passed off to the free safety, which as you can see, that's what the free safety is now concerned about. He starts settling on that, thinking that long extension is going to become his. Okay. At the bottom of the screen, we see the solo right here. It is indeed man. He's locked. He man turns that. If we look at the Will backer here, he initially keys the back. He's looking to tack on. When the back releases, he stays with him on the route. So it is indeed two solo. So what is it the Cowboys are doing right now? Well, they're just running basically a follow concept, whoever you want to call it. We're running double ends. And this guy, if he vacates, meaning leaves, that means we expect to throw the in to the outside guy, which is all that happens. The Mike leaves, so then we throw the in to the outside guy, and there's the, kind of the cheap, easy completion. But the more interesting part here is not so much the follow concept. That's a pretty standard, spot, trains, whatever you call that concept. That's not super uncommon. It's more the idea that we're getting a two solo look, which is not super common. Now, where is two solo weak? Well, we have to remember that this guy is keying number three, and as number three works across, we can see that has his eyes. So if we imagine for a second that we ran a pair of verticals here, right, and then we ran him on more of a post type vertical, this guy has no support from any safety on this side of the field, and this guy is likely going to have to match and carry that vertically, because the Mike in cover two normally drops down the middle, but in a solo look, the Mike can't do that because he is initially responsible for three right here. Please excuse my extra line, right? So this is where sometimes these split field coverages, whether you're talking about cover six, whether we're talking about four solo, whether you're talking about three lock, sometimes those routes that cross the formation become problematic for those split field coverages. So two solo, definitely a little bit of a deeper dive into some of the coverages, and also a coverage that I personally, as an offensive coordinator, if I knew it was coming beforehand, would feel good about. Problem is you don't know it's coming that often. It's a fairly unusual coverage, and even teams that run it don't run it a ton. So it's a little bit more of a change up, and they're running in specific circumstances because they're worried about something vertical down the sideline here because they feel comfortable locking through number three for whatever reason. Okay. But that's two solo.